So everybody wants to know what is his name. So stay tuned and you'll find out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to From Sketch to Success podcast. And today's episode is called What is His Name? And you will find out. So just stay tuned. So this episode, it's gonna be like a little tryout of what we're gonna do in the future with future interviewers, like future business owners that come into this podcast. I created some cue cards right here that I could ask the interviewers, and then also before the interviewers get here or we set up the time to come and record, we're also going to send them these questions, and then we're also going to print some cue cards for them so they could have it in hand in case they can't hear me clearly, or you just want to, think about the questions while we're here interviewing. And so it's just going to be a little trial. It's going to be with me. I do have two businesses, but today we're just going to talk right here about Little Giant Design. And this is just going to get a little bit of how we're going to get around these interviews and stuff like that. Every interview might not be the same. It might be a little bit different because, yes, I do have questions, but, it could route us to different questions, different, topics and stuff. So this is just a little get around, in case we get stuck or, you know, but these are the main questions we're going to be asking. So I'm really excited. And obviously, I don't have a guest right now, so I'm the guest today. And these are the couple questions that I want to start. So my name is Eduardo Ortega. I own the Little Giant Design. I've been owning it since I remember college, around 2017. I remember one of my teachers, David Danforth, which he had passed away a couple years ago, but he was my first teacher in what's it called in college, and then I also had what really got me into this business is in high school. I was just trying to get over high school, and they let me choose an elective, and I just took this. I thought it was just a computer class, so I was like, I'm gonna get the easy route out. But luckily, I met this teacher called Mr. Benitez, and he's the one that introduced me into Photoshop, Illustrator. He got me into this competition, and it wasn't just only me; it was different students from that class and from other classes that he had. And basically, what the project was is to recreate an image, like a real image, like a face or a car or something, but in a cartoonish style. And I went ahead and did George Lopez, and he had submitted it to the event. I'm not sure where it was, but it was a Garland event. And a couple weeks later, he came back, and me and the girl, I forgot her name, that was sitting next to me. Me and her, I guess, got tied for second place. Uh, and it was the whole Garland high school event. So it's like it was crazy that we both for some reason got a second place together. And if I could find it, I still have that picture. And but yeah, that's what got me into this. And then once I graduated, I went to college at Eastfield, and there's where I had my first teacher, David Danforth. Uh, the thing I like about him, man, he recently, well, he passed away a couple of years ago, but he was not strict, but he was uh, down to business, telling us what to do. I used to be, get in trouble with my friend Jesus there because we used to be just laughing, and but he was a little strict, but in a fun way too. And then, but he did show me how a lot of things, and also my other teacher, Oslin, which he also passed away a couple years ago. And man, I guess I got lucky because I found, some nice teachers that showed me this Photoshop, and so that's why I got into it. And in college, we had a class where we had to have like a job doing this, and I got lucky. Uh, I had a friend, Mar, that she worked at this print shop right here by Garland High School, and it's called Digital Color Print. And there's where I met Byron Hernandez, great guy. He gave me the opportunity, and from there I learned not only how to use Photoshop, but he showed me hands-on on how to install decals, cut decals, he press shirts, everything that I know now, and I really appreciate him for everything he's done. But yeah, that's I got into it 2017, and then I got out, left, and I started a construction job. But then I was like, I told my parents, you know what, I want to start doing my design stuff on the side, and I went ahead and did it. And slowly but surely, I remember the first client that I had was one of my aunts, and she was like, "Can you make me some car magnets?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and it's gonna be so much, and they're like, "Okay, that's fine." I created the design, I sent it out to print, I got it back, and then once I got it back, she paid me. But at that moment, I wasn't really working, so when I paid it, I was like, "Oh man, that's my first." I believe it was like $75 for the magnet, like my first 75. And then I went to the bank and I went to go deposit it, and then once I checked my bank account, it was at negative 30. I'm like, negative 30, and so I was just paying off my debt. I was negative already, so I was just, I didn't make profit, I guess you could say. But man, it's just crazy just to think about. I mean, I'm like I always said, I'm not where I'm at, where I need to be, but I'm getting closer to it every day. But it's just those memories that just, who would have thought I would have done a podcast? Everybody knows me that I'm just a shy person, but I'm just getting out my comfort zone, so that's why I went ahead and did this. But going back, so yeah, so we're gonna talk, and I'm probably gonna talk a little bit more about it too, because it's not only about design. This on this podcast is about business as well, and then also about life, and then whatever comes through the conversation. And our first question would be like to tell us a little bit about myself, where I'm from, and what inspired me, to do this business. And I kind of already told it, but yeah, that's the main thing that I really got into it. I had amazing teachers, and then also amazing friends at classes that actually, like, I just started getting interested because I was like, man, there's something that I could do. That's something that, hey, um, I noticed that my family does a lot of parties and stuff like that, and we have to pay other people, to like create invitations and do shirts. And I'm like, wow, what if I could do that? What if I could be the person that could help? And so that's why I just got interested, and I went ahead and did it. I started learning here and there. Once I started going with working at the actual print shop, man, that's where I learned a lot. It's just my head just was like, it's not just graphic design, man. You gotta go apply it in the field and in the real world. So I was really really excited working there at Digital Color Print, and then it's still there in Garland, right there off of Garland, next to Garland High School. Great guy. You should go check him out. Because like I said, there are stuff that I don't know do here, like car wraps and stuff, but he does amazing car wraps and decals and business cards as well. And hopefully I could get him in the interview one of these episodes. But yeah, I'm from Dallas, Texas. My parents are from Mexico, San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato. Um, they obviously immigrants, and so that's another reason why I'm inspired to start my business, because I'm like, my parents sacrificed from living a comfortable life over there in Mexico, and in my mindset it was just like, I gotta do the most out of it, because it's not like my parents just went to sacrifice everything for just nothing. So that's why I always had like a mindset of that, and I try to make my parents proud, and they're always telling me they're proud, but it's just like I just I feel like I can never repay them, but uh, they always say that they're grateful for me, and and I'm just glad uh, you know I get to meet these teachers, and I'm going this route. Uh, so, second question is, what's your testimony or story that shaped you as your business owner? So, a big testimony. Uh, I always say I'm not really religious, because I just literally just started getting into the Bible and God and Jesus and stuff. And but I mean, another thing, a big testimony I had, and right now is some family members might we have a little inside joke about that. I always talk about cancer, but I did have cancer when I was young. Actually, my senior year in high school. Gladly, I was able to walk the stage with my friends and enjoy. I didn't really get to enjoy being at school with my friends and stuff, but I'm still here. So that's one testimony that I had. That it's just that I was at the doctor so many times, uh, and I used to be a person where I just like didn't want to do anything. Lazy guy, didn't really care, didn't care about God or nothing like that. But there's a one time that I really needed to get a surgery, and then they were gonna have to cut my stomach, and I was gonna have to have a bag for I guess you could say the rest of my life. And I remember I just started praying, 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 and I was like, God, I'm sorry, and please don't let this happen to me. I was still young. I was still thinking, what if I go back to school and I have this bag and da, 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 thinking about teenage stuff. And I remember, so the doctor the whole week was telling us, well, I was gonna have surgery on Friday, but the whole week they were giving me like X-rays, MRIs, and stuff because they had just found something in my stomach that was growing, and then they said that they needed to cut it, but it was gonna be, a big surgery. That's why they were gonna have to have that back. Well, I was gonna have to have that back for the rest of my life. And I used to just started praying, praying. I was like, God, God, God. And then I remember the day of surgery, man. They had me in there, and the doctor was just taking forever. Say like the surgery was at 9 in the morning, and the hours just kept going 9, 10, 11, and like around 12, you just see the doctor like it looked like he was running down the hall, and because the whole week they were just saying, yeah, that ball is just growing, it's growing and just growing. And so the doctor looks like he was running in, and he goes in, he's out of breath, and my mom's just getting nervous, and she's like, what? What's going on? Like, what's going on? And the doctor's like, I just don't know, man. Like, I really don't know. And mom was like, what do you mean you don't know? What's going on? What's happened? And so the doctor's like, I really don't know what happened. Like, I just don't know. But for some reason, the reason I'm late is because the last MRI we did last night, uh, there was nothing there no more. There was nothing in there. There's no ball there. It looks like nothing ever happened. And even the doctor said like, hey, I'm not a Jesus believer or nothing, but that's a miracle right there. And then boom, my head just like, oh my God, like God is real. And that's just my personal experience, and that's why I believe in God, Jesus. Because I mean that is crazy for a doctor that says he's not a non-believer to be like that has to be a miracle. It sure was, and so I was like, you know what? I had every time I was praying, I was like, God, you just give me a second chance, and I'll just do the best that I could do with my life, and that's the main thing, man. Like I just like God gave me a second life, and I can't just like let it go. Though during throughout the years, I mean, I go on and off and stuff like that, but I just recently came back to it, and I just feel peace, I feel peace with God. And that's why I wanted to like, you know what, I gotta start my business, and it's a promise I made to God that if He had saved me from that, I was gonna do so. That was more my main thing. And because like I said, my parents, I wanted to make my parents proud and stuff like that. And so the third question is, when did you realize you wanted to do this full time instead of just a job? So I'm still kind of doing it like a part time, but it's mostly full time because now I do bigger stuff. I got to the point where I'm like, hey, if I'm getting better at this, I should start going out. I should start doing this more like full time now, like. And so I started doing it, and a lot of friends, like hyped me up. One of the close friends that I have, he owns a roofing company called E&D Premier Roofing and Solar. His name is Eric Hernandez, and hopefully we could have him in this podcast soon. But man, he's one of the persons that pushed me into do bigger stuff because I used to do little decals, little stickers here and there, business cards, nothing too big, And he was the one that first told me, "Hey, go ahead and do the my back window." And I was like, "Man, I've done it before, but I've done it with my friend over there at Digital Color Print." He's like, "Nah, go ahead and do it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?" And I did, and I remember that first install didn't go as great. So I was like, don't worry, man. I'll redo it again, and then I redid it again, and then from there, uh, I was just like, I'm getting a little bit better at this window. So I started doing windows, and I started getting comfortable doing the windows. And then one of the days he told me, "Hey, have you ever done a wall wrap?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've done it, but like I said, when I did it with him, I was mostly like the helper. So like, nah, come ahead, go ahead and do it." Like he told me again, "What's the worst thing that could happen?" And I was like, "You're right, man." Like, and I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I went to go measure. I think I remember I went to like 3 times to go remeasure just to make sure. And yeah, I went ahead and did my first wall ride right there with Eric, and man, it came out great. I was happy, and the fact that he was happy, he liked it. I mean, I was like, oh my god. And then from there, it just started like people. He recommended me from to a lot of people, and people were like, "Hey, can you do a wall wrap here, wall wrap there?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah," but inside I was just so scared. But now I got to a point where like I know I feel a little more comfortable. I don't even install it no more. I have a couple guys or my dad that comes and helps me install them and stuff like that. So I'm just out here, looking at how they install it. So I've been learning a lot, even to hire people when I need them and stuff like that. So now we're gonna get into the part of the business and branding. And the first question is, what is the name of your business and what you chose that name? So my name is the name of my business is Little Giant Design, and a lot of people tell me, why Little Giant? Is it because you're tall? Like, and that, I mean, that's yeah, obviously that's what it is. So ever since I can remember, I always been the tallest. Even in elementary, I always been the tallest. I always been like, especially in elementary, I used to be the size of the teachers and stuff. And then I got to middle school, and I got to meet people that were a little bit taller than me, and or the same size. But yeah, always in my family, I was always the tallest, even from my uncles, cousins, and everything. I always been the tallest. So, but that name Little Giant didn't come from that. So the originate, I don't know how to say that word. It originated from actually my grandpa from Mexico. So last time we went to Mexico, we were young. I was probably like 2 or 3 when my dad got deported back then, and he got deported. So my mom went ahead and moved, and I believe we just stayed over there for like a year. And then when we came back, we came back and we never went back. My parents never went back. We never visited, just because I mean, we really didn't have money even to travel and stuff like that. And once we hit high school, my parents were doing a little were better money wise and stuff like that. Not too much, but I mean we were doing it right enough. And then we were talking about like if they will send us to Mexico, and we did. And it was a lot. I do remember my grandparents, but it was just like faded memories. But when I saw them, I clearly knew who they were, all my whole family members and stuff. And then I remember the first time that I saw my grandpa, he was like, "Oh, pequeño gigante," which means little giant. So he always called me pequeño gigante. He know me as Waris, he know me as Eduardo, but I was always his pequeño gigante. Like every time I came out, like we'll go to my aunt's house. We had to stay. We'll go over there and stay at my aunt's house or cousin's house in Mexico. But whenever we came back, I just love coming back to my grandparents, and they'll be like, my grandpa, as soon as he saw me, "Oh, ya llegó mi pequeño gigante," and that's where the actual name originated. So the way it came out is that. Um, once I left digital color print, I went to go do um, construction, which is kind of funny because as everybody knows me, my family, I was like I said, I always been like lazy and stuff like that, and nobody thought I was gonna do construction until I actually left. Because the reason I did construction is because I had I had taken my wife from her parents, and I told her to come and live with me. Um, and so I remember that day when my dad came. He's like, "Well, I'm happy for you, but now you have responsibilities. So now you got to pay this, this, and that. So you 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 have responsibilities now. So if you don't pay this, man, you got to go look somewhere else to go live, because now it's the real world. Now you have responsibility, which is your soon-to-be wife." And I was like, "Man, I thought he was playing." He's like, "Nope. If you don't pay this by the end of the month, you gotta go." And so I went ahead and left that job, and I went to go do construction. I did it for like 3 years, I believe. And then after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do my design stuff. But yeah, that's where the actual name, came from. Um, the second question is, what does your logo mean to you? So my logo means a lot, especially it comes really from the heart, from my grandpa. He passed away too a couple years after the last time we went to go visit him. Yeah, he had cancer and stuff, so he passed away. So I mean, that's the that's the reason. Because I was like thinking always of a business name, like what should I call it? Ortega's Design, stuff like that. But like I was like, that's just so like so simple, And so I was like, well, make this something about something personal or whatever. So then I went ahead and I was like, well, my grandpa calls me pequeño gigante. Wow, I am giant considered to my family, but I am still little. You know what I'm saying? Like a normal person. So I was like, well, I was like, oh, little giant. I was like, little giant. But once I got online, I was like, there's a lot of little giants, like the letter brand, little giant stuff here and there. So I was like, you know what? Let me make mine a little bit unique. And I put LIL, like Lil John, Lil Wayne, and stuff like that. So I was like, Lil Giant Design. And so I went, I didn't even register as LLC, it was just a DBA. I went downtown and I registered it as a DBA, which they give you like 10 years till you have to renew it. And so, yeah, that's how I started. And it really means a lot to me because it's not just a name that just came out of nowhere. It's just a meaningful name, and I feel like it represents my grandpa. Because without my grandpa and all my grandparents, but I was just like for him, because I really didn't meet my other grandparent, but my grandpa from my dad's side, I got to meet him, and he was really special to me. He's I just see his face in my dad all the time, the way he is and stuff like that, and that's why it really means a lot to me. It's really close name and unique name, and that's why I always represent it. I'm always wearing Little Giant. But yeah, that it really does mean a lot to me. So the third question is, what type of design or promotion um, helped you in the most growing your business? So at the beginning, I started with like business cards. Um, I started doing shirts here and there, heat pressed and stuff. That's what really helped me out, stand out. It had helped me. I would just walk with my shirt and at Walmart, and people were like, "Hey, you do logos?" Do that. I'm like, "Yeah," and I'll give them my business card. And then eventually, I started getting into like QR codes and stuff like that, and the flyers and stickers. Even though it might seem simple, but stickers. I just gave out stickers, and people just be like, "Okay, I like have it," and then they'll have it and stick it somewhere, and somehow one day they're like, "Hey, I need a design or I need a logo," and they call me. So that's uh that's something that really helped me. But shirts, whatever shirt, if you see me now, all I wear is my design, my graphic design shirts and stuff like that. With Little Giant, that's where I carry. I stopped buying Texas Rangers hats. I stopped buying I get this Wrangler shirts from Walmart, and if you see me, even when I go to church, I'm repping my logo and stuff like that, and And then you're almost always gonna see me with my shirt, which promotes my name, what I do on the back, and all that stuff. But that's what really has helped me out, stand out. And obviously TikTok, Facebook, and stuff like that. Um, it's a big game changer because I would do, I started just posting pictures, but then I saw that I started getting more interactions and more calls and stuff once I started putting my face in the videos and stuff like that. And as you could see on my TikToks, you could see how I went from like kind of stuttering, from taking 30 shots to get the right uh, angle or to get the right scene and post it on TikTok to now doing it have have the have the way where I just do 15 takes, which is still a lot, but I'm getting better. And even right now with this podcast, I feel like I'm talking fluent, like I'm stuttering less, but which I still do. But I feel like I'm getting better, and I feel like I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I feel like I'm talking more fluent. But yeah, that's been a lot of help, especially I always been kind of like awkward talking, and it's just um, I'm never a talkative person. I've always been like a lone wolf. Uh, uh, a lot of people know me. Like if I don't really know you and stuff like that, I'm just quiet. But if you know me, there's sometimes you have to shut me off because you're like, dang, bro, you talk too much. But that's just because I feel comfortable with people around me. But yeah, I'm still having issues with getting to talk to people, but I'm getting better at it. And so the other question is, how important do you think branding is for a small business? It's really important because that's what's gonna help you, stand out and get to be known. It's just business cards. As much as you think, hey, I'm just gonna pass my business card, but they're just gonna throw it away, man. You don't never know when there's just a person that just slips it in his wallet, and then even if it has to be a year later, they're gonna be like, maybe him or a family member or something like, hey, I need someone that does a logo, and he's like, oh wait, look, I think I have one in my wallet, and it's really important. It's always important also to create your own unique logo to stand out from different logos, and then it's just your logo is just what's gonna make you represent you, and you have to make it unique to where like it's not just like any other logo. It's just something different. Even for my colors, I chose these colors because I didn't want to choose the regular RGB colors, which is red, green, and blue, which is how some printers print red, green, and blue RGB, and it just didn't look good. So I just, you know, the colors don't even really mean nothing. One day I was trying to sit down. What do these colors mean to me? Since I had cancer, I had leukemia. The orange bow means for like cancer, for leukemia cancer. But then I was like, I can't really put a meaning to the colors. I just really liked how they came out. And so that's what it is. And I really do think it's really important for your branding and stuff for your business. So now this part of the questions is running the business, and then here running the business where I do have a lot of issues because I'm still learning. I'm a one man team right now with my wife, and we're learning, and we still got a lot to learn. There's still a lot of things that I don't know in the business side. I thought it was just create a logo, get paid, and that's it. But once I did an LLC, I just found out that there's more paperwork you gotta do, and so I just went ahead and did it. But I'm still having some problems, learning still a lot, but ain't stopping me from doing what I really love. So the first question is, what's been the easiest part of running your business? Well, the easiest part is just try to get customers. You know, trying to do what they tell me to do, like logos, business cards. You know, that's the easy part. That I feel like that's the easy part for me, um, and it's pretty ongoing. That I feel like that's the easy part. You just tell me an idea, and I'll try to create whatever you think you have in your mind. So that's the easiest part for me. And the second question is, what's been the hardest or most challenging part? The hardest and most challenging part, which I'm still running today, is the same thing that I was saying. I feel like I'm a one man team. My wife just started getting into with me with the business, not because it's just because I thought I could do everything by myself. My wife would tell me, "Hey, let me help you," and I'll be like, "No, it's fine. I could do it. Like, don't worry, this and that. I'm the man of the house. I should learn how to do this here and there." And so um, there's a lot of things that in business lingo I just don't know, honestly, and I started having problems, and I got to a point where I had to file taxes and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know what this means. I don't know what that means and stuff like that. That the tax lady had to help me, but I'm slowly learning. I'm still learning. So I have 3 years with my LLC. So I mean, for like the other past years, I was just doing it, uh, do the logo and get paid, and that's it. But now that I had to turn it into an LLC, I had to be a little bit more professional. And most challenging part is the same thing, and I'm still failing on that today, where I had let down a lot of people. It's just my time management. I've been taking up so much work that I just not that I forget, or not that I forget on purpose, but I just forget because I not only that I have my construction job, which it requires me to be in the field sometimes, and then I'm over there, and then I have some people that are waiting for me for designs and stuff like that. And it's not that I just don't want to do the job. It's just I honestly sometimes don't have the time, which that's why I'm saying that I'm having trouble with time management, which I need to start learning because it's not a good look on it. It's not a good look on me, on my business. I don't want to be known as a half man that's, that does halfway jobs and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to get better, and I'm still trying to fix those stuff, those people that I haven't done finished their work. But I'm getting there, and there's no excuses. It's just me, with my time management. But that's one of my most challenging things right now that's going on. But other than that, I mean, everything runs smoothly as it is. Third question is, what is a lesson you learned early on that you should share with someone starting today? Don't The thing that I learned is that yeah, you could do some stuff for free or for cheaper, because some people are gonna tell you I got a lot of work. There's gonna be a lot of work coming and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're just saying that just so they could get it cheaper, and then they never call you back, or when they do, they just they still want to get it cheap. They still want to get a discount. Um, I just say just stick with your prices, man. Like even then, like it's what one of my friends said. If they tell you that it's too expensive, then like, well, these prices aren't for you. These designs aren't for you. And even though you sound kind of with high ego, or you think you're better than anybody, it's not that. It's just that you gotta respect your time, your effort, and the that you're gonna give them a good quality. Of oh my sorry, Baba. My bad. You're gonna get good quality, or you're gonna get what they want. So that's one lesson I really learned early, that I was just going by what they said. Hey, I want to get you more jobs, just give me a discount, stuff like that. So I just started sticking to my prices, and not all the jobs have to be your jobs. There's sometimes, even if you're gonna get paid a lot, I'd rather you just stay away from it, because first you gotta start. Like, I started learning the vibe of the people, especially at the beginning. Once at the beginnings, when you meet the people, meet the person, and I have met persons where they're just straight up, a holes. Like at the beginning, they're like, I haven't even started even working, and you already like, telling me this, and that, and then there's other people where they're just easygoing, and you're even man like, man, I need to give you something else because you just been easy. But uh, like I could just give you more business cards for free, man. Like, I just like how you are, your vibe. But then there are those persons that are just so picky, and then they don't want to pay you, and then they try to steal your design, goes somewhere else, and it's just stuff that I learned throughout the years. So fourth question is, how do you handle customers, both the good ones? Oh, there you go, good ones and the tough ones. So for the good ones, man, I mean, I can't say good ones and bad ones. I really, it's just depending, because I still try to deliver the best things I could, the best quality, best product that I could give them, even if they've been a-holes to me or something like that. But um, the good ones, obviously, when I feel a good vibe with them or they treat me good and stuff like that, I just give them a little bit more stuff, like some stickers. Sometimes when I print out, when they have business cards, like, hey, make me some business cards, make me some shirts. I got a printer that stickers on. Like, you know what, I'm gonna give him some couple business cards, create him a little QR code and put him on the sticker so they could go out and give them out, stick them in places and stuff like that. Or, hey, you know what? Don't pay me for the business cards this time. Thank you for recommending me to somebody else and stuff like that. For the, the tough ones, I just like, I'll still work with you, but I do have to tell them, hey, you know what? We can't be working like this. If we want to work again in the future, we're gonna have to put our boundaries, and and if you don't like it, then I guess we can't continue. But I would still like to work with you if we could be on the same page, because it's really tough. Just the fact that uh, even with the logos, I usually don't charge to do revises, like where you have to, like, so the way I work is you tell me an idea and I create a design, and then from there we'll go, like, hey, I send the mock up to the customer, and I'll let them know, hey, you want to change this, change that, let me know. Usually, graphic designers charge you for every change that you do, and so I don't. I try to be, understanding. So I try to, as long as I tell them, as I don't start printing until you approve me the design. And so uh, there's people that are really easygoing. They were like, oh my God, I love your design. And I still tell them, you sure you don't want to change anything? You want me to add anything? There's some people that are just like, no, I just love it. I like how you did it. But then those are the tough ones that were like, nah, man, change this, change that. No, never mind. Can you scrap that and create me a new one? I'm like, I, I can, man, but it's just time wasted, man. You just gotta let me know what you want. And at the end, they're like, nah, I don't want nothing. I don't like it, and they go somewhere else. Or like I said, there have been customers that have stole my design and gone somewhere else. So that's why I watermark my mock-ups. The only times I don't watermark them is when I really, really trust the customer. But yeah, that's how I handle them. I just try to be on the same page. I mean, I don't treat them differently. I just, as a human, you got angry. You get angry sometimes with when people talk to you a certain way. But I try to still deliver the best quality I can. And for the fifth question, have you made any mistakes that ended up teaching you something valuable? Well, going back to the time management, that's a big mistake I had, because not only do I let my company down, but I let people that trust me that I'm gonna do their work. They trust me that, hey, he's gonna deliver something, and uh, he he's just not showing up. And it's not, like I said, and I'm not excusing nothing. I'm taking my fault how it is. It's just management problems right now. I have two businesses, and sometimes, like, I have to be in the field in the construction business, and then I have to be there, and it takes a time, and then I'm sorry, I come back, and the problem is, it's not really a problem. It's just the fact that I start getting more and work, and I start getting cluttered to the point I'm like, oh man, like, I'm already doing this other design, but I hadn't even finished the other one. So it's something I'm still working, and you know, I'm not perfect, and though I do have a lot of problems with that, and even now, but I'm trying to fix them. I'm doing my best to do, to not be on the people's bad side, and but yeah, man, I mean, that's the mistakes that I've done. Like, mistakes also. Um, I always get the benefit of the doubt. I usually tell the customers, don't pay me to you, till I go deliver the business cards, and the business cards or anything, the shirts or whatever. I give them the benefit of the doubt that they're gonna pay me. But I've learned to always charge half. If I really trust you, I don't. I just go ahead and tell you, just pay me at the end. But the people that I barely get to know and stuff, I do tell them, hey, pay me half. And because there's a lot of mistakes where I just taking so much time to do shirts, business cards, this and that. And the end of the day, they grab them. They're like, nah, man, I don't like the cards. I don't like the shirts. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I just literally took the whole day or like the whole week trying to do this, and you're just not gonna pay me. And yeah, there's a lot of mistakes, that I've done in my business and stuff like that. But it's stuff that we learned, and we start, you know, we just don't stay there. We just don't, leave it like that. Matter of fact, that's why I told my wife, instead of obviously now that you're helping me with the taxes and stuff, help me even with my management. She's getting into like working with the Google Calendar, so she could send it to me. She could run it through her phone, and all she sends me reminders and stuff like that. So that's another thing that's really gonna help me. So I feel like I'm gonna do a little bit better now, since I'm not gonna do it by myself. And the mistake is that another mistake is that don't think you could do everything by yourself, because I mean you can maybe, but it's gonna get stressful. And always had that mindset that I could do it by myself. Don't worry, I got it. But you do end up, you need to have a team, and that's what something I'm creating now. Um, I'm trying to create a team. Even right now for the podcast, I'm doing it by myself, but I'm eventually gonna start having someone that could edit better, record it better. I'm just trying my best right now with these first episodes. But once I find the right guy, you know, he's gonna be in the team, and I'm just excited for this podcast. So there it goes with the life, health, and balance. Advice, promotion, and wrap. And just to wrap it up, um, if I could give one piece of advice to someone starting their own business, what would it would be? Is that if it's in your gut that you want to do it, do it. At the beginning, I used to be like I said, I used to be like, what if this guy says something, or what if they don't like it, or what if my family makes fun of me? And that's what stopped me from doing a lot of things. But I got to the point where I was like, you know what? If it's in my gut feeling, even with this podcast, I was like, God, and I take it as God. It's like God has been putting this in my mind for years, 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 and I keep putting it back because I listen to men, to which is humans. I listen to my family members, or not family members, but it's just mostly me and my mind. I listen to my mind like, no, you can't do this, or you can't do that, or it's hard, or you need this equipment and stuff like that. And I'm like, nah, yeah, you're right, I'm not gonna do it. But I take it as like, if I have this mindset, if I have this idea, um, it's because God has it in my mind. God gave me these tools, and God keeps telling me there's a reason why the idea doesn't go away, because God is pushing it out and being like, you got to do this. This is what you got to do. So even with this podcast, that's what I thought. Like, you know what? I've been having this idea of the podcast for like 2 years already, but I was like, for some reason, it doesn't go away, because I had other ideas, but they just went away, and I was just, I'm not really interested. But this podcast thing, it was just like, go ahead and do it, go ahead and do it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So that's one piece of advice: is just do what you think you do. Don't listen to other people. Don't even think of what people will say. Just go ahead and do it. Like for me right now, obviously, starting the podcast, I'm not really promoting it as I have to, but I don't like even my first episode. I still don't have views, but I know sooner or later, and I've seen other people on YouTube that I look up to, that they have testimonies where they're like, man, I recorded my first 2 seasons and I didn't really get any views, but somehow, some way, I started getting followers. I started seeing views and stuff. But so I don't get discouraged. I feel like one of these days someone's gonna look at it, someone's gonna share it, someone's gonna like it. And so I'm not discouraged. I'm gonna keep doing this podcast even if I'm the only one viewing it. But that's a big piece of advice that I would say. And so where people could follow me it's on social media. It's in TikTok. I have two TikToks. One's Little Giant Design shop, which is under my my Waris LGD. If you can't find it under that, is ever since I started the TikTok shop, it made me change the name to Little Giant Design Shop. But it's under Waris LGD, which is Little Giant Design. And then I have another TikTok account, which is the actual Little Giant Design profile. You can find me there on both of them, and I'll put them right here in the link right now. And then you can find me on Facebook under Eduardo Ortega, which I've been. This is my second profile. A couple months ago, matter of fact, at the end of the of last year, someone hacked into my account, and it wasn't even me. It literally says that some other name from like it had an Asian name that that logged in and did something or whatever, and that's why they went ahead and hacked it, disabled it. And the thing is that I had my other page of the Little Giant Design page, business page, linked to that account, and so I wasn't able. Once they disabled my account, the Little Giant Design profile was still up, but I can't access it. There's no way I could access it, so I had to create a new profile with with my name, and then I started. Once I started with that profile, I just started uploading stuff that I was recently doing, and but then I was like, you know what, I gotta make my separate one, so I went ahead and did the business account linked to that one too, uh, so you could find it as Little Giant Design as well, and then on TikTok, you could find me. I mean Instagram also in Little Giant Design, and uh, and then Instagram is also Eduardo Ortega. So I got two and two. So I got my regular and then my business, and I upload both in there on my regular account and my business account. And then on what else? What else do I have? TikTok. I said Instagram. Well, here on YouTube, you know, I just started the YouTube. I do have a couple videos already, little tutorials, little projects that I've done. Most of the things that I've done in TikTok. So the TikTok it has like little 3 minute videos, and over here and and YouTube it has the from the beginning to end video. So there you could go take a look at those, and little tutorials there here and there. But yeah, there's where you could find me. I'm also in the TikTok shop. I'm eventually gonna start a Shopify to start, you know, selling merch and stuff like that. I did have an Etsy shop, as you could see right here, but I didn't really know how to use it. So, but yeah, that's where you could find me. And also, right here, around here, I'll have my number and stuff. And so anything that is coming up that I'd like to promote, not yet. I'm you know, a couple of weeks ago I had a church event, and so the thing came up to be is that I had created my a custom tent and a custom tablecloth with my design, Little Giant Design, you know, custom one. And ever since I had gotten invited to an event, by the last minute they had to drop me because they had already too many vendors. So I was like, oh man, I didn't get to use it. And then I had it for like 2 months without using it. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get on Facebook and see if there's back to school events. Matter of fact, I was like back to school events, and I messaged a lot of people, and only one person from an organization called me. It was Anna from Rock Church here in Garland, Texas, and they invited me to you know, uh, I actually offered. I was like, you know what, I wanna join your back to school event. I want to give out free backpacks, free you know, school supplies, and I went ahead and did that. And then also I told them I'll give out free shirts. I actually press them there at the event, and they're like, yeah, we like your idea. So I just recently, like really like 2 weeks ago, I went to my first event where I could start, you know, using my my custom tent and my tablecloth, and I was happy because my sister was there helping me, my wife, and then later on, when my wife came with my little girls and they were there. So, and I was just excited. That was, you know, and the crazy thing is that So before I went to the event, like a week or 2 weeks before, she wanted to meet up with me to like talk about what we were gonna do and stuff like that. And so we went. And when she sent me the address, well, it's in Garland where I used to live a couple years ago. And I was like, so I already know the area. And then when I got there, I was like, man, that's crazy. Like I remember here's where my mom used to take me when we needed school supplies. So that's where I told Anna, I was like, the crazy thing is that I told her like, have you been doing this for years? And like, yeah, it's different owners, but yeah, same church, but different management. And they're like, yeah, but we've been doing this for years. I was like, that's crazy, man. Like, cause that's I used to come to get my supplies here when I was young, and how the world does a 360. Now I'm giving out the supplies and giving out free stuff, and it really made me happy because like I was like I'm at a point where I could start giving to the community, and I didn't do it just to I, you could say I did it because what I really wanted to do is put my name out there. But I was just happy the fact that like I was able to give supplies, because when I was young they I was able to get supplies from them too, so I was really happy. But I mean, I'm really looking to get more pop-up events. Hopefully here in the future I'll get more invitations and stuff. So right now I really have nothing coming up. I do. Matter of fact, I do. I have a wall wrap that I'm gonna go do at my cousin's new barber shop, which is gonna be pretty big. It's gonna be one of my biggest wall wraps because it's gonna be partial wall wraps and then two wall wraps. So stay tuned for those TikTok videos. But yeah, guys. So that's today's episode. It's been kind of long right now, but I mean that's the point of this podcast. Long format videos. And I just want to give you thanks, and I hope y'all could just follow, share, please share. To just you don't even have to see it if you want, just share it, just to promote it so other people could see it. Because, like I said, this podcast is not just gonna be interviewing business owners, but we're gonna go into people's businesses, like other graphic designers that do graphics, embroidery, screen printing, and we're gonna go and see how the process of printing, like screen printing, embroidery, what the process is, and why they charge the price of what they do and stuff like that. Because, like I said, it's not just copy, paste, and print. It takes a whole process to do just one screen print shirt. And so we're gonna do that, and we're also gonna talk about life and stuff like that. And so yeah, guys. So at the beginning, I said, "What is his name?" This episode is called "What is his name?" So I just wanted to finish it up saying that because a lot of people know me as like, Waris, and people are like, Waris, is that your name? What does Waris have to do with your name? I was like, well, my name is Eduardo, uh, but long story short, my mom was pregnant when she was over here, when she recently came from Mexico, so she had me here, and she really didn't know English. She knew a couple words, simple words. And so when I was born, the nurse was, oh, that's a cute baby. What is his name? And my mom was just getting mad at the nurse, and he was telling my dad like, why is she naming my baby? Like, and my dad didn't understand, and she was like, what is she naming my baby? And so, uh, when they get to see your kid or whatever, your family, my uncles and stuff were like, well, what do you name them? I was like, well, I'm trying to name him Eduardo, but the nurse is trying to call him Wadis. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, the nurse said, what is his name? And so ever since, my uncle told my mom, was like, no, he asked the question, what is his name? Not that is his name. And so ever since, man, like from day one, it's not only been Eduardo Ortega, but I've been known as Wadis since day one, to the point that even in not in elementary, because in elementary uh, I was known by Eduardo, but even in middle school, teachers knew me as Wadis. High school teachers knew me as Wadis. Even in college, uh, everybody knew me as Wadis. So even sometimes when they call me, hey Eduardo, I don't even respond sometimes because I'm like, snap, you're talking to me. But they told me Wadis, and like boom, I just turn right away because like it's like since day one I just been known as Wadis, and it's it's a little good icebreaker. People laugh when I tell them that why Wadis, because there's people that like why are you called Wadis, because you're Wadis like wide, or walrus or Wally, but not like Wadis is just because my mom thought the doctor was calling me Wadis, but she was just asking the question, what is his name? But yeah, guys, I'm glad I got to let you know it was a little, a little inside joke in my family and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, just please share and see you on the next video. Next video, we might talk about resolution, what resolution is. And, just stay tuned because a lot of people have questions about resolution and images and pixels and stuff like that. So, can't wait to talk about that. And I'll see y'all in the next video, guys. Thank you so much. See y'all then.